Hello guys, welcome to the Thursday forecast. So we have finally broken out of the range and we are starting to get some really nice moves to the downside. So in the prior price action, as I talked about for the last couple of weeks, we were just heavily range bound. We had this range and now we did finally break to the downside. So that is expected usually when we consolidate for a really long time like this. In a flat range, we usually start to get a really nice push and we usually start to trend. Just like we are trending now, we get some really huge moves. So I am being a bit more patient still because I'm waiting for an entry. But overall, we have broken out of this lower liquidity area right here. We continued, so that's a very good sign. And at this point, I'm definitely looking for a continuation pattern. What is a continuation pattern? Well, that's either a flag, so something like this, a nice small flag, and then we continue down, or it's a break and retest trade, so maybe if the price ascends to the entry point, then it will retest the most recent high, and that would be the entry. So I traded two continuation patterns. As I said, the first one is the flag, and the second one is the break and the retest, which is a very simple concept. And so yeah, also I'm looking for, if we get a small pullback and then we continue down, I'm looking for that break and retest of the inside bar, because I trade of the inside bar if it exists, and the inside bar is a bar that doesn't break the prior low or the prior high. It's engulfed by the prior candle, so that is definitely something I'm looking for. Or if we get a pullback here, I'm looking for a nice large push and then a nice flag. One thing to note, if we start to descend, I will look for a reversal to the upside. So that is definitely something to watch out for, because you don't want to get in on a short if the price just starts to descend, because it usually just reverses to the upside. If we get an ascending that breaks the high, I am looking for a nice reversal down and then a nice flag. If we get this sort of a V like this, I'm looking for a range, and then I'm looking for a push up and then a nice flag. This is a very common pattern, and it's a high probability pattern where the price has a volatility sign and then we get a range and then we continue up. I usually mention it, and I definitely expect it when I see a large push that we will just reverse. So definitely keeping my eye on this pattern. And that's about it. Sitting on my hands, we still have today and tomorrow to maybe take a trade, but then the market closes. But that is usually also how it goes. As I said, on Thursday and Friday we usually start to get some really nice moves. And now for the euro and the Japanese yen, very similar story. So we were stuck in this flat range, and there was a liquidity area below right here where people keep their stops. As you can see, we did pause in this liquidity area, but then we continued down and got some really nice conviction. We have moved away from the range, we have moved away from the liquidity area, so this is a very high probability to continue to the downside. And I'm definitely looking for a nice flag right here, or I'm looking for a nice pause and then a continuation, break and retest trade, or maybe we get a small pullback and then we get a nice flag further down. Of course, looking for that also. If we start to descend, then I'm sitting on my hands and I'm waiting for a nice reversal to the upside. If we get a V, I'm looking for a range and then a continuation up, then looking for a long trade. Or if we start to ascend, then I will be searching for a reversal. So very similar story. I would say the same story as on the euro and US dollar. It looks the same. The impulse is very big, very large. We got a small wick. Well, we got a big wick right here, but nothing of major concern. So yeah, really excited to see what will happen next. But of course, still being patient and waiting for a setup that fits my plan. But it's good that we have started to break out of the range. Now for the Aussie pairs, so here we have Aussie and US dollar. For this one, this doesn't look good, so this one just still looks like crap, and it looks like it is still descending. So we had this descending structure right here, then we had this range where we just ranged around, and then we continued with the descending structure. So I think this one looks like it will reverse. Well, the evidence is here that it will reverse, and it doesn't have that nice push like the other pairs have. So for this one, I'm definitely sitting on my hands waiting for more price action, because to me this just looks like a descending structure and it doesn't look clean. There is volatility all over the place, as you can see right here, volatility, and then these moves breaking the lows retracing, breaking the highs retracing, so just not showing me anything. What I am looking for is, of course, a large push up, look for a trade, a large push down, look for a trade, a nice descending structure, look for a reversal to the upside, a nice ascending structure, look for a reversal to the downside, and that's about it. What I would really like to see is for this descending structure to play out, as I said. So we are forming this descending. I would like to see more of a descending and then that reversal up, but it really needs to be clean for me to consider taking a trade. So to sum up, this one doesn't look good. I don't see a large push up or a large push down. This volatility is a big concern, so I want to see the price action to clean up a bit in order to look for a trade. And now for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, this one looks good. So we were stuck in this range right here. We did get this sort of volatility. As we can see here, there was no trade opportunity for me personally. I was not looking for absolutely anything. And then we did break out of the range with this nice impulse down, so this is a very, very good sign. There was a liquidity area right here, but we broke out and we continued, which is a good sign that the liquidity area has been cleared and we have now moved away and are in a safe zone. So this looks very, very good. We got a big wick, but not really a concern. If we get a nice small tight flag, I'm definitely looking to enter it and then for it to shoot down or take me out, whatever happens. Also, I am looking for a push down, break and retest trade, or I'm looking for a nice push and then a flag further down. But yeah, very similar to the euro pairs, I'm seeing a nice impulse down and I'm seeing that maybe a trend will start. Well, it's already trending down. What is interesting, we did get this V and then we got this range and then we continue down, so that is the pattern that I'm always talking about. That's a high probability pattern, and as you can see, price is currently heavily trending to the downside, which is a very, very good sign. So let's see if this will continue. If we start to descend, it signals to me that the move has ended and that we are very likely to reverse up. If that happens, I am looking to go long. If we get a V, I'm looking for a range and then a continuation to the upside, something like this. If we start to ascend, I'm looking for a nice reversal to a downside. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing really more to say. I really like this price action, so let's see if we can get in on a short trade, or if the price will just reverse and maybe give us a potential entry to the upside. Yeah, that is it for the forecast. I will see you guys tomorrow, and be patient, wait for the setups, wait for only the setups that fit your plan, and don't get carried away with these large impulses, because they can just end up descending and then stopping you out. Okay, that is it. I will see you guys tomorrow.